Hello, America. This is Call of Duty Goddess. Today is February 7th, 2016. I watched a wonderful interview, a very informative interview this morning by John B. Wells on YouTube. He is the host of Caravan to Midnight. If you've never seen it before, I suggest you subscribe. John B. Wells is the best interviewer I believe I've ever seen, bar none. Anyway, he interviewed Chris Briles of Harney County, and the interview is just so informative. You have to watch it. It was actually almost 2 hours long, and I was literally at the edge of my seat the whole time. I'm going to play a couple snippets from this to give you an idea of how informative this interview was, and we're going to do a little research along with it just to see some things. This is pretty bombshell here, so let's listen to Chris.
Well, Chris, who is this BLM, and what in the hell makes them think that it's okay to buy up private ranches when they're federal government? I mean, what is this?
You know, when you say what makes them think that they can do that, I can't answer that, because if you look at the Constitution, it doesn't have any place in the Constitution that provides for the federal government to be buying millions of acres of land. You know, the only place that I can find in the Constitution that says is where, at the approval of the state legislatures, the federal government can buy up to 10 square miles for, docks or forts or, buildings, stuff like that. 10 square miles, just like the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. I do not believe they have constitutional authority to be buying land. That's not how our founding fathers had set this up. And the BLM, if you look down in Brad Street, they're a corporation. They're a private corporation. So is the Forest Service. So is the FBI. A lot of these government agencies are private corporations. And that's something that I didn't know until digging into some of this stuff. I thought they were federal government.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there, and let's go ahead. Let's go to Dun and Bradstreet, and let's see if the BLM, the Forest Service, and FBI are private corporations. Alrighty, I'm at the Dun & Bradstreet website, and let's look up the BLM in Oregon. Well, there it is, Bureau of Land Management. It's a company. Now, why in the world is the Bureau of Land Management on Dun & Bradstreet? Let's look up U.S. Forest Service. U.S. Forest Service. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Now let's get back to John B. Wells and Chris Briles. Hear what else is going on here.
They're not federal government. They're private. They are there to maintain, the BLM, it says Bureau of Land Management. And so they're just managing public lands. They are not the owners of the lands. They are supposed to be contracted to manage those lands. At least that's my understanding.
You know, it suggests to me, of course, I don't think either one of us are constitutional scholars, but I'll tell you what this suggests to me. This is how they get around the Constitution. This is how the Federal Reserve, the IRS, the BLM, I wonder if the Department of Homeland Security is a private corporation also. If these
I
are,
haven't.
what's that?
I have not researched the Homeland Security.
Okay, I think John B. Wells might be onto something, so let's check it out. Let's go with the Federal Reserve. We'll put that in Virginia. I believe that's located in Virginia. There it is. Internal Revenue Service. And they said the Department of Homeland Security. There it is. Now this Department of Homeland Security thing really bothers me. Think about it. The Department of Homeland Security, the IRS, the Federal Reserve, the FBI, the Forest Service, the BLM, all private corporations. To me, a private corporation can be owned by anyone in the world. Could it be owned by a foreign entity? I think it can. Let's check out one more thing here. Well, would you look at that? The United States of America is a corporation. Welcome to the United States of America, Inc. I refer to it as the USSA. That's what it's turned into. Incorporated. Don't forget incorporated. So, what does that mean for us? Well, I know, and I'm sure you've probably all heard of this, that the Department of Homeland Security, which is a private corporation, has bought more than 1 billion bullets plus thousands of guns and mine-resistant armored vehicles. First, we hear the DHS is in the process of stockpiling more than 1.6 billion rounds of hollow point ammunition, along with 7,000 fully automatic 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO personal defense weapons, plus a huge stash of 30-round high-capacity magazines. Incidentally, those are also known as assault weapons, but are not the limited single-fire per-trigger pull semi-automatic types that we civilians are currently allowed to own. By some estimates, that's enough firepower to fight the equivalent of a 24-year Iraq war. Then, to cap it off, we find out that DHS, through the U.S. Army Forces Command, recently purchased and retrofitted 2,717 mine-resistant armored protection MRAP vehicles formerly used for counterinsurgency in Iraq. They are specifically designed to protect occupants from ambush attacks, incorporating bulletproof windows designed to withstand small arms fire. So, armored vehicles, where have I seen those before? Armored vehicles in Oregon. Let's see. Okay, let's continue here. The Investor's Business Daily quoted Robert Whitaker, a DHS officer stationed in El Paso, Texas, proudly describing these mobile marauding marbles as mine-resistant. We use to deliver our teams to high-risk warrant services with gun ports so we can actually shoot from within the vehicle. You may think it's pretty loud, but actually it's not too bad. We have gun ports there in the back and 2 in the sides as well. They are designed for .50 caliber weapons. Huh. No mention was made of any provisions to outfit the MRAPs with loudspeakers to inform unfortunate warrant resistors of their Miranda rights. While most fellow shooters I know don't have occasion to buy hollow point rounds, which make large, unsightly holes in people they hit, several have expressed curiosity regarding reasons for soaring ammunition prices and a scarcity of available supplies. One inclination has been to simply attribute these circumstances to a run on gun ammunition sales provoked by Obamophobia in general, most recently exacerbated by opportunistic anti-gun lobby proposal following the Newtown school tragedy in particular. Now this article was by Forbes, done March 10th, 2013. I wonder if we ever got to see Lavoy Finicum's truck, if we would see very large holes in it because of the hollow point bullets shot at it. Anyway, I wanted to give you that news, and sorry I had to break it to you. I will be looking into this further. I'm going to tie this up into some other things as well. And really, I encourage you to watch this interview with John B. Wells and Chris Briles on Caravan to Midnight. I'll leave the link below for it. Please watch it. Anyway, this is Call of Duty Goddess signing off. And as always, I've got your 6.